Shalom. Apostle Har coming back at you with this truth, giving all praises to Yahweh Shem Yahushua Ba'Shem Rakakwadash. And I'm going to entitle this video Response to 50 Reasons America is Babylon, is Mystery Babylon. And this is what you see here on the screen is the home page of the Prophecy Club. And these guys been around for 25. Well, it says it right here on the logo. They're celebrating the 25th year, 25th anniversary. So we're talking. Let's go to the quick math. 2019, 2009. 2099, so we're talking about what 19 what is it, 95? Anyway, yeah, about 1995. And we remember this individual. We had videotapes of him back in the 90s, back in, the 95, 90, 96, 97. And I don't remember exactly when he first did this particular topic, 50 Reasons America is Mystery Babylon. This is an old topic, and this was put up, and you're going to listen to the video. You're going to listen to the soundtrack, the audio. And that's 30 minutes long, but we'll jump around a little bit. We'll see what we may listen to most of it, but this was put up January 31st 2018, so we're talking about more than a year ago. So now, like I said, he did another study on 50 reasons with the exact titled 50 Reasons America's Mystery Babylon. So I thought this was an old audio, but when I listened to it, he mentioned Donald Trump. Donald Trump referring to America being great again. So this is this is already Trump is already in office. So, and I'm surprised that this individual, Stan Johnson of the Prophecy Club, come straight out, because before I went to this video, I was going to eventually come here anyway. I just put in Revelation 18, America, Babylon the Great, in this Google search engine, and I started reading some of the articles, and Esau was playing fucking games, man. He's playing games, and it's hard finding another so-called Edomite. Now, he could be a Jake. The fact that he's telling the truth, he could be a Jake. He looks like an Edomite. And the first time we came across that article, and he put out a list of scriptures, and he's going to run down a list of scriptures proving that dealing with Babylon, Mystery Babylon, Babylon the Great. And we said, nah, this guy's got to be listening to us, because the way the order that he put the scriptures in, I said, well, that's the same way we put them scriptures together. And we're in, whether you know it or not, we're in the end of this man's system. That's why, I just woke up, and Apostle Ramla was doing a video. He's going into Sodom and Gomorrah. He was talking about something concerning that Esau can't stop doing wickedness. Anyway, I can't see the title right now, but this is why we're on fire. I got on the men of the GMS New York camp, and concerning doing their 3 videos per week, and that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to be on fire about this thing. Now, I knew in the back of my mind I was going to do a video today or 2. I'll probably wind up doing more than one, knowing me through the spirit of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, because we're in the new moon. So what else are you going to do? Go to work? But if you believe in this, you know, it says in St. John 7:38, out of his belly shall flow rivers of living water. So you have this water, which is this truth, this knowledge, this information in you. You know, if you don't let it have an outlet to let it out, then you're going to spiritually burst. And, you know, individuals that they ain't did a sit down in a month, they ain't did a video in a month or 2 months or whatever, they ain't got no water in them, which means they don't have no oil in them. Anyway, let me just click on it and let you hear some of it. Hope you can hear it.
The cage of every unclean and hateful bird. Now, let's also jump.
By the way, I believe this is Stan Johnson actually speaking here.
To explain each one of these. Revelation 17:5. And upon her forehead was a name written, Mystery Babylon. I believe that those are the two words. It should be, I would remove the comma in between mystery and Babylon. I think that's one name. Mystery Babylon. Because mystery means I'm not going to tell you that it's talking about America. Got to figure it out. Mystery Babylon. And then the second name is the Great. I think that's a whole other name. The Mother of Harlots. That's another name. And Abominations of the Earth. So it's Mystery Babylon, the Great, the Mother of Harlots, and Abominations of the Earth. Really.
Which, by the way, adds up numerically. If you go to the Hebrew, numerically it adds up to 603 score and 666. When you purchase anything, you scan it, and this goes back as far as, I don't know, the early 90s, maybe the mid 80s. The UPC, the Universal Product Code, which if you study the Universal Product Code, those numbers, those thick lines and skinny lines, you have on one end you have two lines going down longer than the other lines, and in the middle, and then at the end, and those lines, the scanner reads it as a 6 at one end, 6 at the other end, and 6 in the middle, which are elongated longer than the other series of thick and skinny lines. So that's 666. So this is the 666 system. So Esau's vibration is under 666, and the mark of the beast is based upon the Universal Product Code. Because you're going to be, when you get that chip, you're going to be in that database of the Universal Product Code, because that and essentially you're a product, you know. They can track you like they track. You know, you get a package from Amazon and you got a tracker, and they'll tell you exactly where your package is. Oh, right now it's in Texas, and next day, oh, it's in Jersey, you know, or whatever, or it's in California and whatever. And then they'll say estimated time should be another 2 days that you get your package or whatever. Anyway, let's go back.
3 names. All right, let's.
Oh, I'm sorry. I wanted to. It said mystery, right? So I wanted to go to. And bring it down one more. I wanted to actually go to Revelation. What's that? Revelation. I'm sorry, Revelation 17. He was quoting from. Okay, this is Revelation 17, verse 5. It said, and upon her forehead was a name written, Mystery, Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots, an abomination of the earth. So I wanted to look up the word mystery. And I believe it's mysterion. Yep, it's mysterion, which is G3466, which says hidden thing, secret, mystery, generally mysteries, religious secrets, confided only to the initiated and not to the ordinary mortals. So when you read this, that's why when you go to church, they're not going to break. Let's go through that again. It says, what is this? This is 12 minutes in. So I'll try to cut that part off. Anyway, it says, mysterion, hidden thing, secret, mystery, generally mysteries, religious secrets, confided only to the initiated and not to ordinary mortals, not to ordinary people. That's why when people open up the scriptures, they can't understand it. That's why the Most High set up men of the Most High. We believe that we're men of the Most High based on the fact of what we're doing. It said a hidden or secret thing not obvious to the understanding, a hidden purpose or counsel, secret will of men of the Most High. The secret counsels which govern the Most High is dealing with, dealing with the righteous. So if we're men of the Most High, we're righteous in the eyes of the Most High. You know, you read the account of Isaiah in Isaiah 6, when he felt that he was not worthy and he was not righteous, the angel took a coal and touched it upon his mouth, and he became righteous. So we became righteous because the Most High made us, blessed us, and cleansed us. And coal is a purifying agent. It says, which are hidden from ungodly and wicked men, but plain to the godly. And that's why people can't understand it. You know, mystery Babylon. Goes on to say, of an image or form seen in a vision of a dream. And if you go to some of the precepts, Matthew 13 verse 11, I'm not going to read it. Matthew 4 verse 11, Luke what is that? Luke 8 verse 10, and I'll read it. Luke 8 verse 10, and he said unto you, it is given to know, it is, and he said unto you, it is given to know the mysteries of the kingdom of the Most High. So it's a mystery. Romans 11:25, for I would not, brethren, that ye should be ignorant of this mystery. Romans 16 verse 25, now to him that is of power to establish you according to my gospel, which is the whole book, and the preaching of the Yahushua HaMashiach according to the revelation of the mystery which was kept secret since the world begun. We got to start reading this a lot more. Romans 6:16 verse 25, which goes hand in hand with Daniel 12, Colossians what is that, 1:19 down to 26. Let me jump around. It says 1 Corinthians 4 verse 1, let a man so account us as of the ministries of Yahushua and stewards of the mysteries of the Most High. So we read the definition of the word mystery. A mystery is something that you have to figure out, and the Spirit has to open your eyes to the mystery. Here's another one, Revelation 10 verse 7. But in the days of the voice of the seventh angel, whom he shall begin to sound, the mystery of the Most High should be finished, as he hath declared to his servants the prophets. So mysteries are given, the Most High's mysteries are given to his servants the prophets. You know, Amos 3 and 7, the Lord will do nothing but he reveal his secrets or mysteries unto his servants the prophets. And one of the mysteries is the mark of the beast being a microchip, which is not a mystery because we shouted on the tops of the mountains, man, on the rooftops. We're telling you, we're doing countless videos on it. But the way a mystery works is the Most High can stop your ears from getting the understanding, even if we tell it to you. We're telling Esau that these Edomites, we're telling them that this place is going to be destroyed. We're telling them all that. And the only ones that really, whose eyes are really open, are the super elite, because they know that the prophets are going to come back. And we must be the prophets. Okay, where is this? Okay, let's go back. I'm not going to make this too long, but
take it apart now. The Great. Why do we think that's talking about America? Well, here's the question. What nation, by both the left and the right, both Democrats and Republicans, both people that are conservative and liberal, what is the nation that both of them agree is probably the greatest nation on earth? America. What nation elected a president which ran on the slogan, "Make America Great Again"? Answer, America. Question, do you think that in the spirit God could have given America the name the Great as a result of Trump's use of it and our acceptance of the phrase, "Make America Great Again"? I believe so. So I believe that the book of Revelation actually refers.
Yeah, he has, they have a red hat, mega hat, which anytime you go around certain people want to beat the shit out of you if you got that hat on. I mean, if I seen somebody with the hat on, it ain't no big thing to me. They want to make America great. That's all they have. You know, make America great again. So Babylon, it's no secret that Babylon is known as Babylon the Great, or that great city. Now you have some so-called scholars say that the great city is New York. Well, that doesn't make no sense, because you have bridges that go out of New York into Jersey, into Long Island, and so if it's New York City, you mean to tell me there's people in the Bronx going to cry? No, it's talking about this whole body of land. This whole body of land known as people that came into this truth and fell out and went back into the world and through the whole Israelite thing, the Most High's thing, the mysteries and everything, and the garbage. You're gonna die. I don't care if it's by good intentions or whatever. You're gonna die by way of these missiles, because you're not gonna think this is Babylon. You're not gonna say, well, you used to be an Israelite, and I know this is Babylon, so let me go to Africa somewhere. So when the missiles, no, you don't believe that the missiles are coming. You don't believe that this is Babylon the Great. You don't believe the so-called white people out there, Edomites. You don't believe that you are Israelite, and you really don't believe in the Most High. You're really an atheist. So every last one of you that turned your back on the plow, you're not fit for the kingdom. So if you're here on the soil of America, you're going to die.
To America, the Great, 14 different times. Now, to summarize them, Revelation 14:8, Babylon has fallen, the great city. 1619, the great city, great Babylon. 17:1, the great whore. I'll just summarize them. Mystery Babylon the great city Babylon, the great city, so great riches has come to naught. What city is like unto this great city? That great city.
So great riches has come to naught. What do they always say? America is the richest country on the globe, on the planet Earth. Don't they say that? Which really they're not, because they deal with fiat funny money, which is Federal Reserve notes, which if you been watching financial news experts with, what was it, a couple of, going back a week or so ago, that they pumped per day $75 billion. The feds, when I say the feds, the Federal Reserve, the Federal Reserve Bank pumped in $75 billion a day, and they're going to do it until I believe it's October 5th or maybe October 10th. But knowing these devils, I think they're going to still do it until maybe the end of October. So when that happens, when they pump, when the Federal Reserve Bank, which by the way is a bank of issue, you go to your corner bank, you go to your commercial bank or whatever, and you take out a loan or you open up a savings account, the money that you get, which is pretty much in credits, most of the time they'll put the numbers in your account, and then you can take the actual dollars out, or even with a credit card. I have a couple of credit cards, and there's credit cards I haven't used in years, but the money's there. It might be $5,000, $6,000, $2,000, whatever the case is. And so if I don't have cash on me, I can pull out a credit card, swipe it, or whatever the case may be, and those digital dollars are transferred to let's say I buy a flat screen TV and from Amazon, I get it delivered to me. I pay with a credit card or debit card. Whatever's in my bank account or in my credit card, it goes directly to their account, and it's all numbers, it's all digits, and then you can convert them into notes, which is paper. There's going to be a point where their plan is to do away with paper altogether and just deal with digits, credits, and debits, credits, digits, and then eventually they're going to take that whole concept and put it inside of you, where you don't need a key for your car. If you got a newer car, all you need is your chip, and everything is in your medical records, your banking statements, who you are. So that's what we're coming to, and we here at Great Millstone, we're always pushing the mark of the beast being a microchip, and it is the microchip. There's enough information out there, and if you can't see it, guess what? The Most High didn't reveal His mysteries unto you. So and we're living in the time of prophecy. That's why we're always dealing with prophecy. I dealt with this ongoing subject for the last couple of days, dealing with Daniel 2 verse 40 and Daniel 7 verse 7 about iron, and I said let me go deeper into that, and I found out that the tool, the metal that the Romans used was iron. And now mind you, iron was around before the Romans, and the Greeks even used iron, but the Romans utilized the metal iron in all their weapons, and that's how they took down the known world through by way of war. So let's listen on.
Wherein were made rich, a great millstone cast into the sea, for thy merchants were the great men.
Oh, great millstone. And we never call ourselves Great Millstone. So Great Millstone, GMS, is symbolic of how this place is going to go down. to find out that people are waking up to the fact that great GMS has the whole truth. You know, not knocking them other camps that teach that the Israelites a good thing, but they got to start watching our videos so they can get the full understanding. You can't be making this shit up, man. You got to get it from the source. The Most High is dealing directly with us. If you're teaching anything other than what we're teaching, then the Most High is not dealing directly with you. He gave you some of it, not all of it.
Has judged the great whore which did corrupt the earth. I believe all of those are referring to what I believe Donald Trump hung the name on us of the great. I believe is fallen is actually talking about two judgments coming on our beloved nation. And by the way, I do not want to see this come. Matter of fact, we have about 700 some odd people that are on a fast track team that fast every Tuesday night, midnight till.
So now he's admitting that Babylon the Great is America, Mystery Babylon the Great, the mother of harlot, the abomination of the earth. He just admitted. You can rewind, you can pull it back and listen to it again, or you can look at this. Go to the this page. It's where you hear the audio. And like I said, this was put up January 31st, 2018. So we're talking about a little more than a year ago. Oh yeah, more than a year ago. Anyway, he admits, he comes out, he doesn't mince words. He says that Mystery Babylon, he believes Mystery Babylon is the great is America. But they have a prayer team, and as you listen on, he's going to say to slow it down. In other words, to make it, if the Most High has a certain date where it's going to happen, they're praying that the Most High give them more time in the hopes that America repent. Guess what? America's not going to repent, man. This place is not going to repent. It's going to be destroyed. And it's going to be destroyed, what is that, pursuant to, what is that, Job 14:5, if I'm not mistaken. Let me go to that. Job 14. Let's see if that's the case. Oh, yes it is. It said Job 14:5. Seeing his days are numbered, the number of his months are with thee. Thou hast appointed his bounds that he cannot pass. So the very day that the Most High appointed for this place to go down, it's going to go down. You're not going to add a day. You can pray all you want. So let's listen on. And I already see I'm not going to go through this whole thing. I'm going to come back and do some more because I got up late.
Wednesday afternoon at 4 o'clock. You can join it by going to prophecyclub.com. And we never have any product offers and never ask you for any donations. This is only if you want your prayers to count for more. If you want to pray and fast with other fellow believers, then go to prophecyclub.com, sign up to be on the fast track team. We have them praying that God will soften, delay, and in some cases remove judgment. I have another broadcast.
He said we have a prayer team in the hopes that the Most High soften, delay, and what did he say? Let me go back. I heard it, but I want to hear it again. I want y'all to hear it. Let me go back some. Right over. Went back a little bit. Let's listen again.
Afternoon at 4 o'clock. You can join it by going to prophecyclub.com. And we never have any product offers and never ask you for any donations. This is only if you want your prayers to count for more. If you want to pray and fast with other fellow believers, then go to prophecyclub.com, sign up to be on the fast track team. We have them praying that God will soften, delay, and in some cases remove judgment. I have another.
Soften, delay, and remove judgment. The Most High is not going to remove judgment. Now, I guarantee you he's thinking about Nineveh, the prophecy of Nahum. Nineveh, Jonah was a prophet to prophesy against Nineveh, and Nineveh was spared by the Most High. It was delayed, but Nineveh wound up getting destroyed anyway. But it was delayed because they humbled themselves. But in this case, this is not Nineveh. This is not Nineveh. So first of all, there's too much wickedness going on. You know, what this devil did when he put the Constitution together, he basically allowed any religion to come into this country, any off religion, and any Islam is in this country. If you go to Saudi Arabia, ain't no Christianity in Saudi Arabia. And I believe if you enter into Saudi Arabia, you have to actually become a Muslim. Now in the movie Malcolm X with Spike Lee, when they did the scene when Denzel was in somewhere in the Middle East, I don't know where because a lot of times they'll say they're in Arabia, but they're actually in another part they might be in Iraq or Iraq or Iran. So, but it all looks the same. You know, you have the Middle Eastern type building structure. You know, but they had to actually convert to Islam, and then when they left, you know, they really didn't believe it, but they converted. They said, yes, we're Muslims and blah blah blah, so they can do the scene in the Middle East. So in Saudi Arabia, Dubai, certain countries in the Middle East where you have to convert, according to my understanding, you have to convert to the religion of Islam to actually be in that country. And you can't say you're a Christian, you can't be a Buddhist. There's only one religion, and that's the religion of Islam. So here in this country, you can be any religion you want. You can take a head of lettuce and pray to it, and that's all right with America. And that shows you that this is Babylon the Great. You know how much adultery goes on in this country? This is the land of adultery. You know how much so-called homosexuality goes on in this country? And there's laws are written in the books to protect them when the Bible says they're to be condemned. So you keep believing that this is a God bless this this fucking place, man. And this clown, this big bobblehead clown, Donald J. Trump, I believe they set him up. There's no way this guy was able to, you know, outwit his way past the elites and just be president. They set him up, man, as like a joke, you know. So let's listen to a little bit more.
Broadcast talking about when it is a warning versus when it is a prophecy, and it's not going to be turned away. I believe these are prophecies not going to be turned away, but we can still pray that they'll be softened and delayed. I believe this fallen means that there's two judgments coming on America. One is associated with the beginning of World War III when Russia attacks. According to what Dmitry Duduman was told, the fall of America will start with an internal revolution, started by the communists. Some of the people will start fighting against the government. The government will be busy with internal problems. Then from the oceans, Russia, Cuba, Nicaragua, Central America, Mexico, and two of the countries will attack and defeat America in one day, in 1 hour, so great riches will come to naught. Then God will raise up China, Japan, and many of the nations. They'll go against the Russians. They'll defeat the Russians. They'll back the Russians to the gates of Paris where they sign a peace treaty.
No, that's not going to happen. China's not going to defeat the Russians. Matter of fact, I was watching one video where it says that the Chinese and the Russians are having good financial, economic relations now. They're working together. So, and if China is building any sort of intercontinental ballistic missiles, they're gonna shoot it on America. And that's was it Jeremiah? You can read about that in Jeremiah 50, and also in Jeremiah 51. Those are two great chapters. Some of my favorite chapters. Let's listen on.
But they make the Russians their leader. Then under the leadership of the Russians, all the world goes down to tackle it.
Now he says World War III. World War III scripturally is the War of Armageddon. And when that happens, that's when this society goes down. And matter of fact, let me go to the scriptures. Let me go to that. Revelation 16. Revelation 16. Like I said, I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna do a part 2 to this, and possibly a part 3. Anyway, Revelation 16. Let me start from the Start from the 12th verse. Revelation 16, verse 12. And the sixth angel poured out his vial upon the great river Euphrates, and the waters thereof was dried up, that the way of the kings of the east might be prepared. We know who the kings of the east are. It's talking about the Middle East. And I saw 3 unclean spirits like frogs come out of the mouth of the dragon. The dragon, first and foremost, represents the first beast, and that this is the dragon, which is the beast. The word dragon and beast is used interchangeably. It's talking about, this is the new beast, the new dragon, which their system is based upon the old beast, the old dragon, which is the Roman Empire. It says, and out of the mouth of the beast represent NATO, EU, and the America's part of it, is a great who that sitteth upon the scarlet-colored beast. Scarlet colored beast is red. The scarlet colored beast is red, where the woman sitteth, and she's scarlet her damn self. She's red. That's Esau. That's Esau. When you read about Revelation, the 6th chapter, about the red horse, that's Esau, the spirit of Esau. It says, and out of the mouth of the false prophet. The false prophet represents this religious system, starting from the black pope to the current pope, to all the baby churches that came out of the Roman Catholic Church, the Baptist and Methodist, Jehovah's Witness, Islam, but mainly the Christian so-called church. It says, for they are the spirits of devils working miracles, which go forth unto the kings of the earth and of the whole world, to gather them to battle, to gather them to the battle of the great day of the Most High Almighty. Behold, I come as a thief. Blessed is he that watcheth and keepeth his garments. Garments represent what? This knowledge that you have. If you have this knowledge, you're supposed to be ye doers of the word and not hearers only, deceiving yourself. So you got guys that figured they, like recently, Nazariah, formerly of GMS Chicago, and I not former head of GMS Detroit, they broke off from us, got kicked out, broke off, whatever the case may be, and they did their own thing, and they totally mangled all the scriptures, and now they're not doing videos anymore. Because they ran out of the little oil that they had. They had no oil. 5 virgins, 10 virgins, 5 were wise, 5 were foolish, and they are the foolish, and they're going to eat missiles. Anyway, it says, behold, I come as a, and even the young priest Shaman did a video on SRS or RSR, whatever, and they basically admitted that we haven't been doing videos. Then he kind of caught himself. So, like I said, any of you that leave this circle, you're not going to do the work no more. It's going to the little oil the little drop of oil that you have in your lamp is just going to burn out quickly. And we've seen this time and time again. It said, behold, I come as a thief. Blessed is he that when you get that. And like I said, I gotta get out of here. And what I'll probably do is I'll do another video on the road. Anyway, let me what I say I was gonna go, Isaiah 62. Isaiah 62. Okay, Isaiah 62 verse 6. I have set watchmen upon thy walls, O Jerusalem, which shall never hold their peace day nor night. That means don't take breaks. That's why we here at Great Millstone are constantly putting up videos. And then you got other camps out there that's constantly putting up videos. It says, ye that make mention of Yahweh, keep not silence, and give him no rest till he establish until he make Jerusalem a praise in the earth, till the Most High establish the kingdom. Okay, so now let's go back to this audio.
Israel, and that's Armageddon. Israel can't count on the help of the Jews in America, so he requires.
Now he said the World War III, and then after that the Chinese are going to come, and then it's going to be Armageddon. No, World War III and Armageddon is the same thing. I just read that Revelation, the 16th chapter. Armageddon means the matter of fact. You know what? Let me go to another scripture that just came to mind, and let me read it quickly. Revelation 20 verse 7. Okay, it says, and when the 1,000 years were expired, Satan, which is the so-called white man, shall be loose out of his prison, and shall go out to deceive the nations. How did they deceive the nations? Through their form of Christianity, their Renaissance Christianity. Renaissance means rebirth. Because at one time Esau was in the power, the major power was the Roman Empire. The Roman Empire coming back, the beast coming back. The infancy of the beast is going back during the time of the 1400s of Christopher Columbus, going to the other side of the world, proclaiming the other side, labeling the other side of the world a new world, which we still use the word New World Order. It's on your dollar bill. It says 7 verse, and when the 1,000 years were expired, Satan, Esau, the white man, shall be, and everything's written in the mystery. That's why churches don't read about this. The Baptists don't read about this. They're busy having a praise break, acting a damn fool. It shall be loose out of his prison, and that prison was during the time period of the so-called Byzantine Empire. It says, and shall go out to deceive the nations through their faulty Christianity, which are in the four quarters of the earth, Gog and Magog, that goes into Russia, to gather them together to battle, the number of whom is as the sand of the sea. So all those armies are going to meet together in the Middle East, and they went up on the breadth of the earth and compassed the camp of the saints. The camp of the saints are the Israelites, and the camp is the land of Israel, the Middle East. And the beloved city are the Israelites, the saints, starting with the elect, and it's also talking about the land that we're going to repossess. It says, and fire came down from heaven. What does the fire mean? It's talking about the missiles that are going to be shot on in the Middle East, and at the simultaneously, America is going to be shot. Missiles are going to be shot on that place. It says in Jeremiah the 49th chapter, around about the 21st, 22nd, 20, around there. It says, which I'm not going to go to, it says the least of them shall draw them out. So the U.S. forces are going to be drawn to the Middle East by something that's major is going to happen over there in the land of Israel. It says, and devoured them, and the devil that deceived them was cast into the lake of fire. And that devil is talking about Esau, that old serpent, the devil and Satan, and bound them. But you can't bound a spirit, you know, or the Most High can bound them. But that the Satan, the spiritual demon Satan. Excuse me, I'm stuttering a little bit. The Most High put the spirit on him, and Satan is working. The spiritual demon Satan is working for the Most High. He didn't escape from heaven. It says, and the devil that deceived them, what did they deceive you with? Christianity, homosexuality, caused them to commit fornication with the kings of the earth. That's saying it's all right for you to be homosexual. It's all right you got to be Christian. You got to vote for your leaders. No such thing as kings no more. 10th verse again, and the devil that deceived them was cast into the lake of fire and brimstone, where the beast, we said what the beast was, NATO and the EU, and which includes America, and the false prophet, their religious leaders are, and shall be tormented day and night forever and ever. That's parabolic, meaning their system is going to go down completely, and that has nothing to do. Babylon has nothing to do with the Vatican City. So now let me let you listen to a little bit more, and then I'll close it, and then I'm positive I'm going to come back. Okay, let you listen to a little bit more.
For Messiah returns on the clouds and defeats the armies of the earth. That's the first fallen is at World War III. The second fallen is associated with the return of Jesus. The first one is a nuclear attack by the Russians. The second one is Jesus himself destroying us. The first one is because of sins in the church. The second one is because of the Christian blood shed in this nation.
Well, that Christian blood is talking about the saints of the saints of the Most High. Let's listen to a little bit more.
Very different. Now, is fallen has become fallen is fallen, and has become the habitation of devils. Now, I don't think we're totally there yet, but this is describing our nation when judgment finally falls. And I want to believe that we still have a few more years. I want to believe that maybe we could even stretch it out to 5, 10, who knows, maybe even 15 years. But some people think it's a lot sooner than that. Some people think it's only a few years.
Well, the scriptures speak about hastening the day. So now I'm thinking this guy got to be an Edomite, man. But only time will tell. Anyway, with that, I'm going to say shalom. And I'm only 3 minutes in, 25 seconds into this audio of a 30-minute audio. So I'm going to definitely go through it again. And there'll probably be a part 2 to this. But we're in a time of prophecy being fulfilled. And you got to get serious about this thing, man. Anyway, with that, I'm going to say shalom, and it's on to the next one. Shalom. Shalom, this is part 2 of response to 50 Reasons America is Mystery Babylon. And this is audio of Stan Johnson of the Prophecy Club. And he did I guess you can call it an article many years ago dealing with the same subject. So, you know, we're back. This is part 2. And we stopped at 3 minutes and 25 seconds in, so I'm gonna hit the play button. I don't know if it's working or what. I don't know what the hell it's doing. Let me do it this way. Let me try this. Let me re-upload it. Okay, now I'm going to go to 3.
It has become the habitation of devils. Now, I don't think Cuba, Nicaragua, Central America, Mexico, and 2 of the countries will attack and defeat him tonight until Wednesday afternoon at 4 o'clock. You can join it by going to prophecyclub.com. And we never have any product offers and never ask you. Okay,
this is right when he talks about this this group of prayer warriors or whatever he calls it, and they're praying that the Most High gives America some more time or delay it in some way, which that's clearly not even scriptural. Okay, so listening on.
For any donations, this is only if you want your prayers to count for more. If you want to pray and fast with other fellow believers, then go to prophecyclub.com, sign up to be on the fast track team. We have them praying that God will soften, delay, and in some cases remove judgment. I have another broadcast talking about when it is a warning versus when it is a prophecy and it's not going to be turned away. I believe these are prophecies not going to be turned away, but we can still pray that they'll be softened and delayed. I believe this fallen means that there's 2 judgments coming on America. One is associated with the beginning of World War III when Russia attacks. According to what...
Okay, he said that he's gathering this prayer group to delay the destruction of America. So now, if you're in the spirit of the Most High, how about Shem Yahushai? Well, you know what I'm gonna do? Let me go to Peter. That's what just came to mind. 2 Peter 2. I'm sorry, 2 Peter 3, and I'll go to the 10th verse. I'll start at 9. The Lord is not slack concerning his promise, as some men count slackness, but is long suffering to usward, starting with the elect of Israel, not willing that any should perish, but that all should come to repentance. And that all is talking about Israelites, but we know only 1/3 is going to come to repentance. 10 verse, but the day of the Lord shall come as a thief in the night, in the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and that's the war of Armageddon, World War III, whatever you want to call it, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burnt up. Seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of person ought ye to be in all holy convocation, conversation and godliness? Your mindset's supposed to be, when is it going to come? Not delay it. We don't want to delay the destruction of this place. We hasten the day. Well, it says here in the 12th verse, looking for and hastening unto the coming of the day of the Most High, wherein the heavens being on fire shall be dissolved, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. Nevertheless, we, according to his promise, look for new heavens and a new earth wherein dwelleth righteousness. So Stan Johnson, he doesn't want righteousness to come. We want this motherfucker to go out. If it can go out tonight, I'm ready. Anyway, let's go. Let's deal with the word. Let's go to the word hasting. 12 verse, looking for and hasting unto the coming of the Lord, the Most High, wherein the heavens shall be on fire, shall be dissolved, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. Nevertheless, we, according to his promise, look for new heavens and a new earth wherein dwelleth righteousness. So if it came right now, it would be a beautiful thing. If it came an hour from now, that would be a beautiful thing. We know it's not going to come until the prophecy of the mark of the beast is fulfilled, which is not, it's in the fulfillment stage. It's being fulfilled, but it's not fully fulfilled. So let's look up the word hasting.
Strong's G 4692, spudo.
Spudo is Greek meaning to. That's where you get the word speed. To haste, make haste, to desire earnestly. Okay, so now let's go back to this audio.
Dmitry Duduman was told to follow America will start with an internal revolution, started by the communists. Some of the people will start fighting against the government. The government will be busy with internal problems. Then from the oceans, Russia, Cuba, Nicaragua, Central America, Mexico and two other countries will attack and defeat America in one day, in 1 hour, so great riches will come to naught. Then God will raise up China, Japan, and
That's the War of Armageddon. That's the fulfillment of Revelation the 18th chapter, when those missiles hit.
any of the nations, they'll go against the Russians. They'll defeat the Russians. They'll back the Russians to the gates of Paris, where they sign a peace treaty, but they make the Russians their leader. Then under the leadership of the Russians, all the world goes down to attack little Israel, and that's Armageddon. Israel can't count on the help of the Jews in America, so he cries for Messiah. Messiah returns on the clouds and defeats the armies of the earth. That's the first fallen is at World War III. The second fallen is associated with the return of Jesus. The first one is a nuclear attack by the Russians.
Yeah, it's the same thing. It's the same scenario. It's not going to be two separate wars or two separate events. It's going to be one big major event when the Lord comes back with the angels and gather together the elect from the four winds, and the destruction will come. No two events. It's one major event.
Second one is Jesus himself destroying us. The first one is because of sins in the church. The second one is because of the Christian blood shed in this nation.
Yeah, he believes that a Christian is somebody that just accepts Jesus as their personal Lord and Savior, so you can be of any nation. The only Christians are Israelites, and the ones that will be saved are the ones that believe in the Lord.
Very different. Now, this fallen has become
which are Israelites, of course.
Fallen, and it's become the habitation of devils. Now, I don't think we're totally there yet, but this is describing our nation when judgment finally falls. And I want to believe that we still have a few more years. I want to believe that maybe we could even stretch it out to...
That shows you that this man is not an Israelite, because he's definitely not of the elect, whether he's an Israelite or not, but he's trying to buy time. He ain't trying to buy no goddamn time, man. I'm praying to God. See, can you imagine just praying to the Lord for a couple, 10 more years in this fucking hellhole?
5, 10, who knows, maybe even 15 years. But some people think it's a lot sooner.
See, that shows you, man, that he doesn't have the truth. He knows a few things. He has enough knowledge, information to know that this is America. He clearly sees it as America, but he's not of the elect, and he's definitely not teaching the same thing that we're teaching. You know, we're teaching that this place is going down, that there's going to be these other nations are going to be under us in slavery, and Esau. Well, he doesn't understand. He never did a video on and I'm positive of that. Who the Edomites are. And a lot of these people watch our videos and they'll kind of cherry pick as to what they're going to take out of what we teach. We're teaching 100% truth.
And some people think it's only a few years. I don't know. But this is a description of just how bad it's going to be in America by the time we fall. Now, I don't know if it's describing the first fall or the second one, but probably this is describing the first fall associated with the Russian attack. It's becoming a habitation of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit, and a cage of every unclean and hateful bird. Now, question. What nation was once the example of purity and holiness, who has now fallen into sin and has become a nation of liars, cheaters, money grubbers? Answer. What nation was once the Christian nation to hold up before all the nations as a shining city on a hill?
No. They were never righteous. What the hell is this motherfucker talking about? The birth of this nation, you took down to get this land. You killed and slaughtered the so-called Indians, the North American Indians, and the Seminole Indians. And there was you had what was called the Trail of Tears, when I believe during the time of Andrew Jackson, he had, the Reubenites and Gadites, and I believe it was from Florida and they walked all the way to Oklahoma. I got to go back into all you got to do is put Trail of Tears, and that shows you how these Edomites felt for us. So there's never been a time where this has been a righteous nation. This nation was set up as a prison camp for the children of Israel. And you're mentioning prophecy. So, he's got his wires all screwed up. Listening on.
The nation to be admired and followed as the example. What nation was one?
Fucking follow as an example, man. You raped, robbed, and murdered, man. Your beginnings is you raped, robbed, and murdered. You got this land through taking down the so-called Indians. Then you went over to West Africa, and you brought back. Going back to Christopher Columbus. When he forced Christianity on the natives. If they didn't accept it, they were put to death, and he enslaved them. He even said that. He said he had taken back, I believe it was 500 slaves among the Indians to serve in Spain. So you have a lot of Israelites in Spain. You had a lot of Israelites in Spain anyway, because that was like a major place. You had the Moors, you had the Christians, which were Israelites. So there was never a time where this place was the great, the lifting up of the Bible. That's all bullshit. You would serve God and pray to the Most High, and outside you had slaves working for you, not knowing that they were Israelites. So when you go down, you're gonna go down, and you're gonna go down hard, and you're gonna stay down, and you're gonna get beat down, forever, meaning a long time. It's not gonna be. There's not gonna be courts for you. There's not gonna be. You can't call the any type of group, Amnesty International, nothing like that. You're just gonna get your asses beat on the regular.
The first to be self-governed, after its success, many nations also rebelled against their oligarchies and monarchies to form a self-government. In other words, who led the way to freedom? Answer: America. Now listen.
How in the hell can they lead the way to freedom when they had slaves? When they took this land down, I keep saying it, I'm sounding like a broken record. That shows you that these Edomites are delusional. They'll say something in their mind and they'll believe it. They'll say, I'm a good person, I'm a God-fearing person, but they'll do everything against the Most High. It tells you that in Psalm 50 and 16 on down. He taketh this word and cast it behind them.
Specifically look at the words foul spirit in that verse. So I looked up the word foul. Question: does this describe the Democrats, the left, those who hate America? Evil, wicked, bad, wrong?
No, he doesn't understand what the fuck is going on. Excuse my French. He's reading out of Revelation the 18th chapter about the foul spirit. The foul spirits are referring to the desert creatures that's going to inhabit this place after the smoke clears. America, Babylon the Great, is going to be the biggest desert on the planet Earth.
Immoral, sinful, vile, dishonorable, corrupt, ingenuous, depraved, villainous, nefarious, vicious, malicious. My answer would be, yeah, pretty close to it. And let me just say, not all Democrats are bad, just like not all Republicans are good. But there's a whole lot more that appear to be good, at least these days, as Republicans versus the Democrats.
Now you notice he mentioned the Democrats and the Republicans, right? You had other parties, the Constitutional Party, the Tea Party, the all these different parties, but they never came into prominence as the Democrats and the Republicans. So let's go to, which goes back to the Roman Empire, pagan Roman Empire, the plebeians and the patricians. So now let's go to, we asked that question, Revelation 13. Revelation 13 verse 11. And I beheld another beast come up out of the earth, and he had two horns like a lamb. The two horns represent the Democratic Party and the Republican Party. And he spake as a dragon. Dragon goes back to Dracon. Dragon is a fierce lizard that spits fire, and the fire that's they're spitting is this legislation. You know, and part of the legislation is the mandatory taking of the chip. You know, when they push that mark of the beast, a microchip, there's gonna be a lot of shit's gonna get lit up in America. Shit's gonna get lit in this place, because you got a lot of Edomites that in the Bible Belt that know that the mark of the beast is the microchip. You know, you have these hellfire Christians and so forth. They know enough to know that Revelation 13, 15, 16, and 17 is talking about an actual microchip. And there was one Edomite, I believe he was supposed to get the chip somewhere down south, and he sued the company, and he won. And I did a video on it. This is maybe back in 2016, and his defense that he didn't, his prayer to the judge, to the court was, look, that's the mark of the beast. I'm not taking the mark of the beast. And he actually won. So you have Edomites. You know, it says that the children of this world are wiser than the children of light. The children of light are the Israelites. The children of this world are the other nations, mainly Esau. Anyway, it says 11 verse, Revelation 13 verse 11, and I beheld another beast come out of the earth, and he had a party, and he spake as a dragon. In other words, they both have good things to say. We're going to make America great again, this, that, and the other. You're going to get Medicare. And that whole Obamacare thing backfired, man. You know, they said this, you're not going to pay that much money. There's people going bankrupt, man, even with that insurance policy. So people are fucking waking up, man. Anyway, the 12th verse. And he exercises all the power of the first beast before him. Who was the first beast before him? The Roman Empire. That's why you have a Senate. That's why you have a president, which is known as the first family. The president of the United States is also known as a commander-in-chief. And the word commander in the Latin is emperor. Look it up. And emperors rule over empire. The word empire means to command. It says, and causes the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast. So who's the first beast? The Roman Empire. In other words, their system, their political system is based upon the first beast. That's why you have a Senate. That's why you have the Caesar, which back then he wasn't called a president, but the president today is basically the Caesar. And it's the Senate that votes the men, not the people. You got these dummy idiots going to the polls like they're going to get somebody in. Look, the super elite behind the scenes, they already know who's going to be. They already knew that they groomed this guy, Barack Obama, when he was relatively young. That at one time he's going to be the president. They groomed Clinton. Just like they groomed this guy, Trump. It says, whose deadly wound was healed. What does it mean his deadly wound was healed? The wound was when the Roman Empire was going down, and it came back up. And it came back up starting with, Christopher Columbus, Leonardo da Vinci with the art. That was the Renaissance was all about. Queen Isabella and King Ferdinand, and Columbus coming to the New World. Anyway, it says, and he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men. And the first time the little horn did the lamb did that was Hiroshima and Nagasaki. And then you had the Vietnam conflict where they would shoot fire down on the people, napalm. So, you know, this is not a righteous place. This is not a God-fearing place. It says 14, and deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles, which is the technology which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image to the beast. It's not talking about a statue which had the wound by a sword, which is Rome, and did live. And the image is their way of life, their political system. You go down to D.C., you ever take a trip to D.C., you look at the buildings down there, the Capitol buildings and so forth, the Capitol building and so forth, and the surrounding areas. When you go right into D.C., it looks like a scene out of Rome, because it is Rome coming back all over again. So now let's go back.
And let's put it this way: if you're a Democrat, it'd be a real good time to repent, turn to Jesus, and get out of that mess.
That's only if you're an Israelite and if you're of the chosen elect. That's only if you're an elect to Israel. If you were a Democrat, if you're a congressperson or a senator or whatever, trust me, you already been bought and paid for. I don't see none of y'all coming out of that. And then if you do wake up, let's say a congressman wakes up and starts saying, those Israelites on the corner are right. I found out. Guess what? He's going to mysteriously slip on a banana peel or something, or get struck by lightning, or a building's going to fall on his ass, or he's going to choke on the damn chicken bone. Them people that in Congress and these people in these political positions, they're already done. They're done. They're sealed. They're sealed for destruction.
Verse 3. For all nations are drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication. We're going to discuss that. And the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her.
Fornication meaning they accepted the democratic process, where anytime you had a prime minister set up, it was set up through the masses of the people, which they got that from America. They didn't get it from Russia, they got it from America. Well, even in Russia, you have a democratic process. That came from where? America. Because prior to that, you had a monarchy in Germany and France and England. You still have a monarchy. That's the only monarchy, real monarchy. And American politicians praise that monarchy. But wait a minute, isn't the democratic system against a monarchy? Give me a second. Let me put this light on. Bear with me. There we go. So everything points to America. Babylon the Great is America.
And the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. Now, there's 3 verses here that say...
Yeah, the merchants, when you... Basically, America is just a big, giant mall. And what people basically do, they'll work, and what they'll do most of the time, they live paycheck to paycheck because they pay their bills, but then whatever money they have left over, which is called disposable income, they buy shit. You go, especially the lower middle class or working class, you go to any building or any house, you'll always see packages from Amazon, because they buy shit that they don't need because they got the money.
So many things that are the same, so I've lumped them all together, and then we're going to kind of divide or dig into each one of the verses. Revelation 19:2. For true and righteous are his judgments. For he had judged the great whore, this America, which did corrupt the earth with her fornication, and hath avenged the blood of his servants at her hand. Then let's go to Revelation 14:8. And there followed another angel saying, Babylon is fallen, is fallen. By the way, that's not the same. There's 3 different places in the Bible where it has Babylon is fallen, is fallen. That's the second of them. The great city, because she made all nations drink of the wine of the wrath of her fornication. Question. What nation has the power and means to corrupt other nations of the earth? Germany? No. Do we watch German films? No. Do we listen to German music? Norway, Sweden, Denmark, England. The answer, America. In almost every case, it's America. What nation makes the movies, television shows? News. Did you know that the world watches our news? They watch our news more than they do the news in their own nation. Why? Because we lead the world.
Well, that's true, because anytime when Trump, went back and forth with Hillary Clinton, with the debates, all these Al Jazeera picked it up, BBC, RT News, any major event that happens in America, they'll pick it up. And the American media won't necessarily pick up anything that's, that's going on in France, let's say, like the Yellow Jacket movement that's going on a year. They've been protesting, and you go to the American media, you're not going to see nothing on it. What's happening over there in China? There's protests going on, pretty much all over the world, but the American media only gives you so much of what's going on an international level.
Read our books, listen to our music. That the rest of the earth can...
Oh yeah, music. The music comes out of pretty much every genre of music comes out of America. You had at one time the place for music. You had Baroque music and classical music that came out of Europe, and pretty much the music that the world listens to, pop music, popular music, comes out of America, whether it be R&B, soul, rhythm and blues, which is R&B, hip hop, sock hop, whatever sock hop music. Back in the 50s, rock, soft rock, acid rock. They got a thing called trap music, and mostly it comes from Jake. Jake pretty much comes up with these different musical styles, and that's in Revelation, the 18th chapter. That's one thing that's going to be ceased. There's not going to be any more music coming out of America, because America is going to be destroyed. Let me go to that Revelation 18. Revelation 18, and let me go down to okay, believe it or not, the word music comes up, or musicians come up in one verse, which is Revelation 18 verse 22. So let me go to Revelation 18 verse 20. It said, rejoice over her. When she goes down, the Most High is saying to the elect, rejoice over her, thou heaven, and ye holy apostles and prophets, for the Most High hath avenged you on her. So when this place goes down, we're supposed to rejoice. And a mighty angel took up a stone like a great millstone and cast it into the sea, saying, thus with violence shall that great city Babylon be thrown down, and shall be found no more at all. And that that great millstone, a stone as a great millstone, it represents the missiles being pelted upon this place. The angels and the Lord shooting, the Lord and the angels shooting lasers on this place and completely destroying it. The thing that's going to utterly destroy it are the missiles, which is spoken about as arrows, as the bow of steel, the iron weapon. There's many references on the fiery flying serpents. 22nd verse. And the voice of harpers and musicians, popular music that's around the world, come from America, mainly by Jakes. And the pipers and trumpeters shall be heard no more at all in thee. And no craftsman of whatsoever craft he be shall be found any more in thee. And the sound of the millstone going out there working shall be heard no more at all in thee. 23rd verse. And the light of a candle shall shine no more at all in thee, and the voice of the bridegroom and of the bride shall be heard no more at all in thee. For thy merchants were the great men of the earth. For by thy sorceries were all nations deceived. So the power of Esau and their elite positions, they secretly worship these ancient deities from the Canaanites, the Assyrians, the Babylonians, Tammuz, and they worship the spiritual demon Satan. And in her was found the blood of prophets and of saints and of all that was slain upon the earth, because they came up against us. That's why it says rejoice. We're supposed to rejoice at the downfall. And I just read in 2 Peter the 3rd chapter, we're supposed to hasten the day. So now let's go back.
Assumes all of these coming from America. Only America stands in a position to either raise the name of Christ or put down the name of Christ. What does America put in those movies, television shows, news, books, music? Well, the answer is pretty much anything but Christ, and everything pushing them away from Christ. Now, let's go back to those verses. We're still here in Revelation 18, and I want to specifically talk about all nations drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication. What does that mean? It means that we are the nation that's pushing people away from Christ. We used to be the nation that distributed the Bibles. Now we're the nation that pushes people away from Christ.
Well, you never push them away from Christ, because you never believe. You believe in a white Jesus, and this guy Stan Johnson believes that so-called Jesus is a so-called white man. So you were never a God-fearing people.
Drunk of the wine, that means that they have watched our movies. They have watched our television shows, our news, our books, our music. That's the wine of the wrath, meaning that's the wine that they drank. That's the going along with it. And
it goes deeper than that. Your so-called homosexuality, LGBTQ came from America. Y'all pushed that. Your democracy, you're swearing in. And then you have these so-called politicians that claim they'll swear in on the Bible, but the scriptures tell you don't swear on anything. That's in the book of Matthew, and that's also in the book of James, the 5th chapter. As a matter of fact, let me go to James, the 5th chapter. Because you're not the people of the Most High. James 5. And I believe that's the 12th verse. It says, James 5 verse 12, but above all things, my brethren, swear not, neither by heaven, neither by the earth, neither by any other oath. See, you're not supposed to be making oaths, or vows, but let your yea be yea and your nay be nay, lest ye fall into condemnation. So you're not supposed to swear. You're not supposed to swear on anything, lest ye be condemned. You get a government job, you gotta take an oath. Okay, so now let's go back.
There's another verse that says in Revelation 19:2, it says, the great whore did corrupt the earth with her fornication. Verse 14:8 says she made all nations drink of the wine of the wrath of her fornication. You're going to say, wait. You're going to tell me that America made all of these nations drink of this wine? You're going to tell me that America made all of the nations watch our movies?
Yeah, through their America sends out a lot of aid to different various nations, allies, and in order for them to get that aid, they would have to set up a democratic process, and eventually, part of that democracy, you always have the LGBTQ community, wanting to pass laws to protect them or to honor them, which that comes from America.
Our television shows, news, books, music. Suspicion is that Hollywood has gone behind the scenes, and they've specifically seen to it that other nations do not make the kind of movies and big productions and television shows, news. In other words, they've seen to it. They are the, how should we say, only source. They've diverted all the other rivers, so they're the only rivers.
And the fact that he said television shows and movies mostly came out of America, Hollywood, McDonald's, and these American food franchise, fast food joints. That's called the Americanization of the world. As a matter of fact, let me go to that. Let me see what it says here. Bear me a minute. Okay, Americanization. Americanization is a process of an immigrant to the United States becoming a person who shares American values, beliefs, and customs by assimilating into American society. Let me look even further. Let me put in international Let's see what comes up with this. I don't like the what is an example of Americanization? I don't like that definition. It says pretty much the same thing as Americanization. Well, Americanization is an influence American culture and business has on other. That's what I wanted. Americanization is the influence of American culture. That's why you have in Japan, one of their sports is baseball. They got it from America. Boxing's big. Now you have the NFL leagues out there in other nations. That's called, and you have Japanese, Chinese people eating KFC, not knowing that they're eating garbage. It says culture and business has on other countries outside the United States, including their media, cuisine, business practices, popular culture, technology, or political technicians. The term has been used since 1907. It says here a McDonald's in China. McDonald's is widely seen as a symbol of Americanization in many countries. So that's your fornication, but you can be a homosexual. You can change your sex. I mean, you can go to the land of Israel and you could be a transvestite. Anyway, let's listen to a little bit more.
We're in town. You want to drink, you got to drink from their rivers. I can't prove that, but I believe that to be true. Meaning that America has seen to it that if you're going to watch a movie, television shows, books, news, things, they're pretty much it. They're seeing to it that those things come to pass. Now, next question. Do Americans force Hollywood to remove things like remove the skin, cursing, evil things, lies from their products that they spew all over the world? Does America force Hollywood to clean up? No, it doesn't. Okay, so here's a question. In that we don't stop it, especially as Christians, are we not condoning it? Question, have you written a letter to someone someplace complaining about the filth in Hollywood? I have. I've actually written a letter telling them that I disagree with what they're doing. Now, why? Because do you think that's going to change? No, that's not going to change it.
Yeah, going back to the LGBTQ community in this country, I don't know about other countries, you have churches that have a rainbow-colored flag in front of the churches. That means they welcome people of the LGBTQ community. So now if they claim, you have the president, the current President Trump, he swears in on the Bible. Well, he claims to be a Christian, but he has nothing negative to say about the LGBTQ community or adultery. Anything that's contained in the scriptures, things that you're not supposed to do. He's not condemning that. Oh, he doesn't condemn witchcraft. There's witchcraft in the military. I mean, you can look up articles on that. So, anyway, what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut this short, and I'll do a part 3 to this. Anyway, I'm gonna close with this here because it just came to mind. Isaiah chapter 13. One of my favorite scriptures. It says here, the burden of Babylon which Isaiah the son of Amos did see. Lift you up a banner upon the high mountain. That's what we're doing. We go out there on the highways and the byways. The banner is the scriptures. Also, we use the 12 tribe sign. Pursuant to Ezekiel 37 chapter, exalt the voice unto them, shake the hand that they may go into the gates of the nobles. The nobles represent the elite. So this can get into the ears of the elite, and it already has gotten into the ears of the elite. As they know about us, it says, third verse, I have commanded my sanctified ones, we are the holy ones, and Most High made us holy. I have also called my mighty ones from my anger. The mighty ones are the angels. even them that rejoice in my highness. The noise of a multitude in the mountains. Mountains represent government. Look that up, like as of a great people, a tumultuous noise of the kingdoms of nations gathered together. The Most High of hosts mustereth the hosts of the battle. So he's going to make this battle happen. He's going to make Armageddon take place. It said they come from a far country, from the end of the heaven, even the Lord and the weapons of his indignation to destroy the whole land. What land is it talking about? Ask any Christians, they don't know, they won't know. They couldn't even break down Isaiah 13 if their life depended upon it. That land, that whole land is a land of America, Babylon the Great. How ye, for the day of the Lord is at hand, it shall come as a destruction from the Almighty. Therefore shall all hands be faint, and every man's hearts shall melt, and they shall be afraid. Pangs and sorrows shall take hold of them. They shall be in pain as a woman that travaileth, labor pains. They shall be amazed one at another. Their faces shall be as flames. Your facade is going to be burnt up. Behold, the day of the Lord cometh cruel, both with wrath and fierce anger, to lay the whole land desolate. America is going to become the biggest desert on the planet Earth, and shall destroy the sinners thereof out of it. And that's also in Amos 9. That's talking about Israelites, because 2/3 of Israel, the majority of Israel is going to die here in America. So it behooves you to get the hell out of America. It says 10 verse, for the stars of heaven and the constellation therefore shall not give their light. The sun shall be darkened in his going forth, and the moon shall not cause a light to shine. I will punish the world for their evil, and the wicked for their iniquities, Esau, and I will cause the arrogancy of the proud, Esau, Edomites, to cease, and will lay low the haughtiness of the terrible. They're the terrible ones with their military might. Most are going to lay that down. I will make a man more precious than fine gold. That's talking about us. Even that's why we're going to have, if a man, one man is going to have 1,000 wives, another man going to have 10,000 wives. Even they're going to get busy too, and they're going to bring forth sons and daughters that's going to be so bigger than a nation. Even a man than the fine gold of Ophir. Okay, therefore I will shake the heavens, and the earth shall remove out of her place. That's from those missiles pelting the earth, hitting ground zero, and the wrath of the Most High of hosts. And in the day of his fierce anger, the day of his fierce anger is the same day as World War III, the same day as Armageddon, the same day as the end of the society, man, when we get beamed up. So now I'm going to jump down to the the 17th verse. Behold, I will stir up the Medes. Now the Medes is referring to the Russians, against them which shall not regard silver, and as for gold they shall not delight in it. Their bows, which represent the silos, also shall dash because out of the bows will come arrows. With the arrows are the ICBM missiles. Dash the young men to pieces, and they shall have no pity on the fruit of the womb. Pregnant women, their eyes shall not spare children. So something's going to happen where Russia, the former USSR, America will do something that's going to offend Russia in some kind of way. Something's going to happen where, well, there's a lot of things that's going to happen. This whole thing of they might attack Iran and destroy something that's owned by the Russians, because it's messing up the Russians' money. So there's going to be a point where they're going to try to negotiate, and the negotiation is not going to work, and the Russians just want to destroy America. It said their bows shall dash the young men to pieces, and they shall not. I just read that 19th verse. In Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, which is America, the beauty of the Chaldees' excellency, shall be as when the Most High overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. When you read about Sodom and Gomorrah, matter of fact, let me go to that. Let me look up the word Sodom. It should take me to I believe Genesis 19. Bear with me for a minute. Okay, Genesis 19 verse 28. It said, you can read the whole chapter 19. It said, and he looked toward Sodom and Gomorrah, and toward all the land of the plain, and behold, and lo, the smoke of the country went up as the smoke of a furnace. Let me give you something else. And this is in should be in Jeremiah. Okay, yeah, Jeremiah 49 verse 18, as in the overthrow of Sodom and Gomorrah and the neighboring cities thereof, saith the Most High, no man shall abide there, neither shall the Son of Man dwell in it. That's talking about America after the missiles hit, and the missiles will hit. ICBM missiles will destroy this place. Jeremiah 50 verse 40, as the Most High overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah and the neighboring cities thereof, saith the Most High, so shall no man abide there, neither shall any son of man dwell therein. That's enough. I mean, you can do a word search on it and get some more scriptures. It says in the 20th verse, it shall never be inhabited, neither. The only things that's going to inhabit that place, as it says in Revelation 18 chapter, the first couple of verses, the desert creatures. It says, it shall never be inhabited, neither shall it be dwelt in from generation to generation, neither shall the Arabian pitch their tent there, neither shall the shepherd make their fold there. But wild beasts of the desert shall lie there, and their houses shall be full of doleful creatures, and owls shall dwell there, and sad trees shall dance there. And the wild beasts of the island shall cry in their desolate houses, and dragons in their pleasant palaces, and her time is near to come, and the days shall not be prolonged. So this guy Stan Jordan asking for a prayer team to pray for more time. Well, we praying that this motherfucker go down tonight. Anyway, with that, and most likely we'll put up a part 3 to this if the Spirit's on me. With that, I'm gonna say shalom.